One thing we can all agree on is that our generation relies greatly on technology. But what if I were to tell all of you that we use technology to manipulate our agriculture and the food that we're consuming? My name is Mallorie Flannery, and I am a kinesiology and health promotion student at Cal Poly with a passion for nutrition. I'm here to explain to all of you why genetically modified organisms are a danger to the public. They are unhealthy for human consumption, they are unhealthy for the environment, and the long-term effects on both humans and the environment are unknown. For those of you who are not aware, a genetically modified organism is an organism whose genetic material has been altered. With that being said, GMOs are unhealthy for human consumption. According to Tiffany Peterson, with the Institute responsible for technology, food allergies as well as chronic illnesses have skyrocketed from 7 to 13% in just 9 years due to the inconsistent nature of using genetically modified organisms. GMOs have also been linked to several diseases such as autism, reproductive issues, digestive difficulties, and even cancer. On top of that, genetically modified organisms are also unhealthy for our environment. GMO crops can harm birds, insects, marine animals, and much more, which essentially causes harm to our ecosystem while also reducing biodiversity. GMOs are also responsible for polluting our water sources, which is extremely alarming. I mean, can you guys imagine not being able to use our oceans or lakes for recreational usage? Or not to be able to drink a glass of water without being fearful? Lastly, the long-term effects on humans and the environment are unknown. As I mentioned before, GMOs have been linked to many diseases. However, what scares me is the long-term effects that they can have that we're unaware of. For example, in the 1950s, most people were unaware of how damaging tobacco usage was and the health issues that come with it. Nowadays, we're very clear that smoking cigarettes and/or using tobacco can lead to many health issues as well as lung cancer. With that being said, we know really nothing about these genetically modified organisms used in our food because they are fairly new. So technically, we are the guinea pigs of these food products. GMOs can also potentially have negative effects on our agriculture and our yield percentages, which would greatly affect all of our food sources. I believe that our food supply should come from the heart and from our farms and not from laboratories. Thank you.
Can I get the time?
4 minutes flat.
Yeah, go ahead and sit down because, otherwise it feels like target practice and it just seems wrong. All right, let's see. Let me start with some things that I thought were really effective. You've got a nice introduction that sets up dramatically your point of view. You've got a very clear claim for your argument. There's an excellent layout of what the supporting structure is going to be in the preview. So organizationally, everything should be easy to follow. When you get to the body of the speech, You label the first point, and that's fine. The second and the third point come up, but I didn't think that there were very clear transitions to them, so that's a little bit problematic, although the ideas behind them are distinct enough that if anybody's listening closely, they'll be able to pick them out. I also think that you do a nice job speaking to the audience. You deliver forcefully, you have no problem looking at people, and you get a lot of credibility from that. All right, that being said, the only evidence that gets presented in your argument is the first piece of testimony on the first point, and other than that, I had a whole bunch of assertions about the negative effect of genetically modified foods. There was one piece of information that talked about the increased rate of allergic reactions that people have had in the last few years, and that was the last piece of information that gets cited in the speech. Later on, there's a claim that says it leads to all kinds of diseases, even cancer, but I have no authority that says that. I have no evidence. I don't have any examples. There's no statistical information to support that, so that's just an assertion on your part. When you talk about the danger to the environment, same thing. I didn't hear any expert who could explain why it is a danger to the environment. When you said, imagine our water supply, I'm going, well, I'm trying to imagine. What is it I'm imagining? What's going to change? What's going to happen? Who believes that there is some threat here? Why would this threat exist? I have no idea, and so it really feels like there is that's a whole other assertion, and the same thing on the third point. So the structure is good. The opening, I think, is fine. The proof is very thin. All right? Okay, thank you.